Skeet bop boodle dee 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 da da da. This is a new show where I just sing along with the thing. No? Okay, all right. Hey, welcome to Great Night. I'm Brian Brushwood, joined by Justin Robert Young. How are you, sir?
Hi.
How was your week?
Good, man. Busy. I've been doing a lot of shit. I've been traveling a lot. It's taxing on the old boy. You know, I'm not the young whippersnapper I used to be, flying hither and yon, talking to all sorts of people from all sorts of places. These days, it takes a little out of me, you know. And then we come back. Boy, this schedule relentless. Jesus Christ! Just more podcasts for everybody. And they go and they get. I had to do a fucking Patreon podcast for the PX3 show. And the first comment was, by the way, I did it in the guest room of my mother's house when there was a party that was simultaneously for the 75th birthday of my mother's boyfriend and a baby shower for mine and my wife's baby. Was I out there? No. I was in the room doing the podcast, and then first comment, kind of getting tired of these phoned in podcasts. You know, just saying, I'm doing my best. I'm trying. I never felt more like a single mom trying to put out a plate of mac and cheese, and the kid goes, "Ooh, gross! We had this last night." Shut the fuck up! I got fired from the GM factory. Things are bad in 1981 Detroit. I made it a period piece at the end.
So, what's funny is we're actually about to release a video about this exact same thing. It's like
1981 Detroit?
No, about more episodes, but at a reduced quality of fidelity, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, look, man, I don't know. It's between you and me.
Do you want my thoughts about the Iran man dying? Because you're only going to get it in one place. In my mom's guest bedroom when I put together a bunch of clips that I'm going to put out. Is it my best effort? Fucking no. It's not. It's not my best effort. But it's the effort that I have to give you.
Hold on. The Iran man died.
Yeah, the Iran man died.
All right, hold on. So, hypothetically...
The Butcher of Tehran. La-di-da. Oh, was it the CIA? Was it Mossad? Was it just an unfortunately timed accident? We don't know, but I can tell you about it in one place and one place only.
Yeah, here in this sad rap instrumental from 2023.
Yep.
Music provided by Dizzla D Beats. Yo. I'm gonna tell you the real facts.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna get them nowhere else.
Nowhere. Used to be called Persia.
But that man died. He was the president.
Number one to the supreme leader.
I was about to say. Yo.
Oh, you want me to rap?
No. Oh, no. We're going to trade verses. Here we go.
Oh, okay, go. Well, then start rapping.
Have you ever been on a helicopter in all that fog? Going through the mountains of Azerbaijan and thinking about hogs?
Now I know how Kobe felt, flying from a place to another. Then I feel a rumble. Next thing, my mother, she died before.
Then I think about how the supreme leader's gonna clean up this mess, even though it was all theater.
I'm the mischievous son. I was not the number one. But now I that be reconsidered.
Yo, I'm thinking about all them sexy ladies always running about back in 1960s Iran. It's a shame. Now they're wearing blankets.
Which I decided they should and worked my entire life to make sure that they kept them on.
Anyway, everybody knows helicopters are like tanks. In the air, they're unstoppable, and they never fall from the ranks.
Nope. I'm gonna fly forever. Doesn't matter if we are falling. Oops, I was wrong. I'm dead.
Yo, some people want to blame the United States. Great Satan messing around again with the sanction all up and down and taking us back there again.
I'm John Kerry. I worked with Iran for over 12 years, and I am here to say that the United States had no part in the death of the president.
Yo. All right, I think we're done. Anyway, I think that's our news segment for
There we
this
go.
episode.
We like to get the news up front. You know, we like to let you guys know what's happened. So yeah, now that you're all up to date, we can move on to some fun stuff.
Finally.
Yeah.
Because that relatable. Okay.
That was informative. That was the PBS part. Now we can let our hair down a little bit on the back, right? Talk about some nonsense. Anyway, so yeah, I'm tired, but you had a hell of a little adventure. Why don't you tell us your story, Brian?
Man, no, I'm terrified because I have to follow that incredible rap news segment, and now all I want to do is create.
We
a
rap
show.
the news, news rap, rapping the news for you.
But is it true that like 40% of everybody under 25 gets their news from TikTok? Because that's the equivalent of rapping the news.
Hold on. Let me check.
All right. Boop, 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 boop.
No, he left.
Oh.
Send that clip to him. Yep. Yeah, that's correct. Love you, Bryce. Love you.
Oh my God.
Love you.
All right. So
I was at Epcot on Saturday, and we walked by Germany, and I had to explain to everybody, I need to stop and take a picture of just this one part of the ground. And they're like, why? I'm like,
It's historical.
At one point, a friend of mine got kicked a soccer ball, and he fucked up and fell on his ass. And it's my job to never let him forget.
I mean,
So
wait,
I
no,
took
no.
a picture, and I just sent him the picture of the ground. Hashtag never forget. There we go.
I don't deny him the fact that he actually did a backflip before he fell on the ground.
It was the bicycle kick.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was the bicycle kick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, never. Hashtag never.
Never forget. Never forget.
forget.
Yeah. Anyway.
What date was that on?
Big Diz?
Yeah.
It's during the summer, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Is it a date we should know?
I mean, all I know.
Oh, because you said never forget.
Yeah, those guys were very blue.
Got
yeah.
you. Oh my God. I know.
You know where the
Can you
skies
imagine
were?
my child was born 11 days late?
Do you?
Can you imagine, Brian?
Do
Could you imagine if you had to go to birthdays for the rest of your life on 9/11? God, I'm hoping it happens.
Is it?
I'm hoping it happens. It's possible. It's possible. Now, they're going to want to pull that little baby out of my wife early, but I'm going to resist.
Hashtag
I'm going to say,
resist.
yeah, I'm going to resist. I'm going to
right.
be a part of the resistance. I'm going to say, nah, not yet. OBGYN's going to be saying, but your wife's health, the joke, though. The joke. Eventually, she's going to really find it funny.
What, your daughter or your wife?
Oh, yeah. I mean, she'll laugh because I'm laughing because we're laughing that you're going to a child's birthday on 9/11 for the rest of your life.
Well, I mean,
And all we're doing is making jokes about a horrible tragedy.
like a horrible tragedy on the bluest of skies, but
Oh, God, the bluest sky.
not like the foggiest skies.
Oh, yeah. We're going back.
Yo,
Take 2.
yo, here we go. I'm a figurehead. I'm not a real political figure, see? That didn't rhyme, but it doesn't matter to me. It is, I'm a puppet.
MC Netanyahu, I'm just saying that I didn't do to you. That means I didn't shoot a missile. This is not my work, I swear.
It's me, John Kerry. I like to snowboard and ride ferries. It's not our embargo against you, nor our anti-nuclear proliferation act. That is a thing, and that's a fact. You done just crashed into a mountain. That's on you. Goodbye.
I'm Barack Obama. It's racist if I rap well, so I won't. Because otherwise, well, be bad.
We go now to the Minister of Foreign Affairs for China. Hey, buddy, I'm the Foreign Affairs Minister of China. What's up? We don't have an opinion, at least not that much. Hey. Right,
I'm the other Foreign Affairs Minister of China. There's two of us. We talk the same. Hey, buddy. We love China.
Oh,
We love Shanghai. We love Chengdu. We love Beijing.
Shenzhen, yo.
We love Wuhan. Yeah, we said it.
And we love our very own province of Taiwan, which we totally own.
Also, the same part of China.
Okay.
That's what we say. Because we're both the twin foreign ministers of China.
That's right.
Yep.
All right, so anyway, we got hit by a drone strike. That's the end of our show.
Did he?
No, us, you and me, right now.
Oh, we
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
Yeah, Netanyahu did do that shit.
Wait, what?
He hit us with a drone strike. Moving on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he is guilty of murdering bad improv. Which makes him a hero.
Yeah. People wonder why they call me BB. It's because I hate the BB live show. So,
You took my whole steez.
Okay, so I don't know which parts of the story I'm allowed to tell and which I'm not, but it doesn't
You
matter.
had an adventure.
Oh boy, did I ever.
Brian had an adventure.
Yes.
And I'm going to be here to pull it out of him because, folks, I'm a trained goddamn journalist. I do this shit for a living. All right, Brian, what's your name? First question. Don't fuck around. Are you playing a fucking rap song again?
I'm just saying, a lot of people ask me my name. Let me tell you who I am. No one's to blame, except my dad and my mom. Came out of her cooter so long ago, I don't even remember it. Jumping around, remembering it. No, all right, no, all right. Okay, so the story goes, remember when we went to Scoop Fest?
Yes.
We went to dinner with a friend of ours who was really interested in a magic prop, and he said,
We can't even say the friend.
"No, well, no, I think we can.
We won't name him,
But his name,
but he's the silent part of a very popular magic comedy duo
yes,
that we've referenced a lot on World's Greatest Con, and Brian has talked about extensively.
And-
we won't name him,
no,
but that's who it is.
I will play this.
You can't fool us into naming him, right?
Okay,
We'll swim across the whole Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino before we name him. Won't do it. We
you know
went
what?
to dinner with Teller.
We'll do.
Fuck!
Oh no! I was gonna say. See, my thing was I was gonna say we can't say who he is, but he did record this solo rap track.
Damn it! You're not gonna let it earn any equity. Like, just let it build to the punch.
No,
back.
I mean,
I know.
Okay,
You're
all
seeing the button, and all you want to do is punch the button. But I swear to God, if we lay off it for like 30 minutes, it'll be really
Okay,
fun.
all right. The joke was silent.
We're aware.
Okay, all right. Teller was saying that there's a particular magic prop and trick that he thinks that he could do something really wonderful with. And he casually mentions at dinner that, oh, yeah, in fact, I think we found one in the Austin area, as a matter of fact. Oh, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, that's great. And then flash forward to a few days later. Hey, hypothetically, Brian, could you help with logistics to get the Jeep drop from Austin to, here?
To Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It won't be available until, I guess I can say this much, Monday. But the address is here, and I'm like, oh, that's 20 minutes away. Yeah, no, sure, no problem. And then
So at this point, what are you imagining this means?
I assume, I don't know why I didn't put this together and connect the tissue on it, but I just assume it's somebody who I've not met who has, an original Jeep drop of this variety.
A magic prop.
Yeah, and I know it's a big one, but it's not unmanageable, and it appears to be literally around the corner. And then
and for the record, for folks who this is not a secret because a lot of podcasts have talked about it that are around this, but Penn and Teller Fool Us is a very, very popular show. It is something that has put a tremendous creative burden on an already very, very high motor show like Penn and Teller, where I'll tell you this as a unbiased person for whom covered the magic industry for long enough to know that it never changes. Normally, when acts have a good show, they keep it forever. The exception
and they never change a thing.
Never change anything, right? The exception that proves the rule is Penn and Teller. They constantly rotate in new stuff, but their limits are also at an all-time high because they need to think of at least one trick per Penn and Teller Fool Us show, and they've been doing this now for years. And so it is a constant churn, a real creative burden, and in whatever phase of all that, there is a prop for which needs to be fed into the mill.
Well, and to be clear, we're not speaking with any kind of inside knowledge. We are merely all we know at this point of the story is that Teller would really like this magic Jeep drop to show up quickly in Vegas, right?
Yes.
And so after us having that conversation a few days later, it's like, would you mind handling logistics? I'm like, yeah, of course, And then like 24 hours later, this is now Thursday afternoon, I get a text saying, well, it's this person. And I say, say a version of, this person? Are you kidding me, motherfucker? This person? This person I've known for 2 decades who owes me because there was a big hiccup in the Texas Association of Magicians convention, and I showed up and I replaced the headlining act with my friend Justin Robert Young, and we did magical, what was it, Magic Horror Stories? Is that what we called it?
Creepy, spooky, magical horror stories to make your skin crawl.
Goblins drool and spiders delight as various magicians experience fright.
For those of you who are not aware, the person, the very kindly man who did our intro did not realize that magical horror stories meant just times that shows went wrong and not that it should be a Tales from the Crypt intro. But yeah,
it worked out great. And also, we should point out for anybody who wasn't there for it, basically we did Don't Get Brodied, but with like Tell Us Your Terriblest magic show.
Yeah.
And the winner, of course, being all-star champion Michael Amar, who
I mean, when Michael Amar is coming up and telling ridiculous stories, he's gonna win. For the record, that was the night that I called David Rowan Twink Gary Sinise, and I will not take it back.
So anyway, so Bertel was in charge of that convention, and I'm extraordinarily proud of how we were able to show up and support him. for that whole experience. But it also made me feel like I had a little bit of license to, like, the text I got from Teller said, won't be available until Monday, but as soon as you can, whatever. And I'm like, dude, I know this guy. I can call him right now and see what would happen.
So wait, hold on, Brian. When you talked to Teller and you said figure out logistics, that mostly meant like talking to a delivery service to tell them like where the best routes in Austin were, and then maybe where to stop for lunch, right? That's what you meant by understand logistics.
I mean that's what a lesser service company might do.
Okay.
But so
what did you take it as?
Well, what the biggest thing is I wanted to make sure that I wasn't crossing the line to reach out to my friend Bertle, to talk about moving the prop. And so I call, and he's in the middle. He's in the car with, it's not only him, but it's also one of my earliest magic mentors. One of the guys who got me my very first gig as a pro magician, Peter the Adequate, who was also at TAOM. And the two of them, like, I find out that the reason the prop won't be available until Monday is because they're on their way to a conference, and then it's going to take a lot of time for them to come back. And so I, at this point, it's clear, I'm like, hey, what a crazy coincidence. I'm being asked to help coordinate, move the thing. It's apparently important that it moves quickly. How flexible can we be? He's like, oh, well, and also Bertle's Swedish, so I'm going to do kind of a vague, not hopefully too racist.
This is
Swedish.
This is a
thing.
very thick Islamic accent.
Yes. All right. He's like, oh, my boy, Brian. Nope. Okay, sorry. No, he's he says, well, normally I would never alter this arrangement, like while I am out on the road, but it is for Teller. Also, I would never allow anyone into my house except for it is you. So this is Thursday night. I go and I get permission to, first of all, I show up with lockpicks and planning to break in if I have to, but it turns out there's a hide a key, and we work that out. And so I go and I case the joint. I use the iPhone to do the measure app and figure out the size of the prop or whatever, because at this point, if there's a chance I can over deliver for, of all people, Teller, then I definitely want to do so. And so I go to bed, not worried about it. Next day I wake up and it's like, okay, let me give me a one-way rental. Who's my guy? It's got to be Hertz. Hertz always has the one-way rentals. Hertz, get bent, my guy. Budget, what do you got? How about Bupkis? How about that, my guy? And so I'm like, okay, Google. And I type in one-way rental from Austin. And then all of a sudden an ad shows up, a weirdly specific ad from Expedia that says, are you looking for a minivan of this exact variety in order to do a one-way rental from Austin to anywhere? And I'm like, yes. And it's like, great, just give us your name. That's it. I'm like, okay. It's like, when can I get it? We're like, right now, go. And so I go, and then it turns out that they had at Alamo Rent-A-Car an entire fleet of new giant minivans that they just wanted to distribute and get out to the world. So figure that stuff out. I go and I get the prop. 3 days of driving. 3 days.
We don't need to say what it is, but we should
It's
make clear that this is a refrigerator tall prop, right? Like this is a big prop.
Yes, and once it's covered in shipping blankets, it looks, I don't know, roughly like a coffin.
There we go. All right. So this is a big motherfucker. You get the one-way minivan, you drive it to the house, and you're packing this thing yourself. You got somebody with you?
Our friend Gus Davis loans a little bit of muscle, and so we show up and we do the mover thing, moving it up, down this like suicidal spiral staircase, and it's like we got it. We get it all locked in, and it's like, Okay, let's go. So, first day, I only make it to Abilene. Second day, full day drive. I still don't know where I'm going to stay. Which, by the way, Justin, I've
Wait,
got,
hold on. Whoa.
yeah.
So you're driving this yourself?
Well, yes, because I looked at my calendar and I saw that I had 3 days that were not scheduled.
Why are you skipping by this part?
Well, because
That you decided to drive this yourself. You are a busy media magnate. You are a man who's got a lot of shit going on. You're going to drive this yourself.
I believe it was the philosopher poet Peter Venkman who said, next time someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes.
We might have different theological philosophies, because when I think of God, I don't think the guy that needs to drive to Vegas on 12 hours notice.
I mean, look, we all have the moment that we have our in the hero's journey, we have our call to adventure, and I happen to have 3 whole days.
What was the moment that you're like, oh God, I gotta do this? Because I mean, I just want to set up that like this is a big thing. This is not something that you just like decide. Some people in their lives have never gone on a road trip like this. They've never had an experience like this once.
It's one of those. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, which would be less annoying to explain to somebody who doesn't know how to delicately move, 50-year-old magic props, or to just move it myself. And it's like, I know how to move magic. Like, quite literally, this particular magic prop was one that, while I was dating Bonnie, it is a magic prop, not this particular unit, but this particular trick.
Yeah.
I fell in love with my wife as she was the lovely assistant who was inside of it.
Inside of it.
Yeah. And so there.
Excelsior, magic nerds. Start to figure out which prop this is.
So it's a coffin that Brian married.
And maybe it goes this way and that.
Well, okay, all right. That's all the clues you get for now.
That's it. No more clues.
So I realized, like, oh my God, when do I ever have 3 whole days to just do this? And I've got
So you have a clear schedule, but that does mean you got to do it now. So that's the reason why you couldn't wait until Monday, because like Monday through Thursday,
it would
you
mess
got
up
a lot
this
of
show
shit to do,
and
including this show,
Court
right?
Killers and yeah.
So that's why Friday was the reason.
Correct.
Gotcha.
And so I end up departing on Friday and make it as far as Abilene. And I think it was you, Justin, that introduced me to Hotel Tonight, which is like, pro tip, find yourself any city with at least a population of 100,000, and you will never get, if you don't care what brand of hotel you're at, there is always a room available, usually the disabled access room.
They have a lot of those.
Right? Those are the ones
Yeah.
they have to hold until the very last minute. And
But then at the
Hotels
end of
Tonight,
the day,
yeah.
if you want the lights to flash when somebody rings your doorbell, boy, can you get a room on Hotel Tonight?
Boy, if you can't be bothered to step into a bathtub and instead would like a
Just
shower,
an open floor plan. Yeah.
No, so that's I did that in Abilene, and then I drove all day.
How long is that, Austin to Abilene?
Oh, that's only like 2.5 hours, but it was after a full day, because they do that.
Oh, yeah, you had to get all that shit.
Yeah, they do that trick where it's like Chrysler Pacifica or similar, and I'm like, okay, I know what that means. That means I'm going to drive all the way to the airport. I'm going to park my Jeep in extended parking. I'm going to walk all the way up. I'm going to check it out, and then it's just a sea of brand new vehicles, and I'm like, that's why they're trying to move these, is to distribute them. And so, so I get it. I go home. I pack. I go up north. We're able to move the thing. We wrap it up like a Shroud of Turin, and then we take the seat belts and we tie knots around everything so that it stays solid in there. And then I start moving. And here's a fun, ominous portent. The moment I hit 183 going north, there's, for lack of a better phrasing, you know how like in industrial shelving, you got the shelf and you got that weird L-shaped thing that sticks out that holds up the shelf.
Sure.
There's one of those just sitting in the middle of the lane to my right, and right next to me is clearly like $120,000 sports car. And I think to myself, well, he clearly is going to see that, and he clearly might swerve into my zone. So I'm gonna kind of gun it and give him enough room. So I gun it. I get ahead of him in my Chrysler Pacifica minivan. And then I see that very clearly the driver had no idea it was there, runs over it, explodes 2 of his tires, spins left, spins right. This is 20 minutes into the goddamn journey.
Good Lord.
And so spins left, spins right, and then stops. And I'm like, it's fine. And so I make it to Abilene. Next day is a little bit more clear. I still don't know where I'm going to stop, but I make it all the way to Albuquerque, New Mexico. And then the third day.
What are you doing in the car? What are you doing? Podcasts? You talking to people? What are you doing?
It was podcasts for a little bit, but then, bless his heart, our friend Ryer Appledorn sends me something titled Ultimate Road Trip Playlist, a Spotify list. And when I open it, it's one song. I would walk 500 miles.
There we go. Which, fuck him, you were driving.
Yeah.
Not walking shit in your face, Fryer.
So
get your facts straight. All right? Get your fucking facts straight. Stop making haunted belts that unfairly confuse people into making incorrect answers. How about that? How about that? Stop making fucking hologram belts that use lasers to shoot into unsuspecting people's eyes, transfixing diddlemans and unfairly adjusting the rightful way that a trivia battle should go. How about that?
That's true.
How about that? Ryer. Oh, I'm Ryer. I wear a suit. Oh. Anyway, so he gave you a fucking playlist. This jabroni.
But we'll get back to that. So finally,
belt's haunted. Mary Antoinette's soul is in that belt.
By the way,
let him eat cake. That's what it says whenever anybody puts it on.
Every single bad thing you ever hear anybody from Ice Cream Social say that happened in their lives, starting now, just know for a fact. I'm not saying this is not a bit. It's
not
science.
A bit. This is facts.
Yeah,
facts.
It is because they won a haunted belt
made by Ryer, who's a trafficker of souls. And got the worst one, Marie Antoinette, to put into the belt, which transfixed the diddleman into relieving our pure bodies from such evil, and therefore delivered it to the true villains of this story, Ice Cream Social. By the way, if you are, this is a great time. Patreon.com/great night. Go to patreon.com/great night. Look, you can go to Ice Cream Social for free, and you can listen to the trivia battle the way that they do it. If you want to hear
the truth,
Great Night's version, you need to go on our Patreon. Patreon.com/Great Night. Head on over there right now. Get Great Night's version of the trivia battle, and please enjoy it. You get a bonus episode every week, although I don't know what's happening this week because I have to fucking fly to New York.
Oh, trust me, there's plenty of content. You know what? In my back. Sorry, I got verklempt. In my back pocket.
It's a beautiful belt. Ryer made a beautiful belt.
Yeah, lies are always beautiful,
it looks great.
Justin.
Yeah, I know it's haunted. It's haunted. Like, it's beautiful, but it's dying.
Like our planet.
Yeah. Like our planet. Except unlike our planet, we can't save it by organizing our trash. Please organize your trash appropriately so we can save the belt.
Diamonds of blue. They are with me and I'm with you, and I think to myself,
Marie Antoinette's in this belt. She said cake for them, but jewels for me. And then the last thing she did see was the guillotine. Oh, Marie Antoinette.
sometimes there's revolutions. Stalin looks cool, and you think to yourself, does that belt make him a fool? And then you realize it's sinew and lies brought to you by Ryer.
Is that a noise in the bathroom on the cruise ship? That's what Matt'll ask in about 3 months. Is it the Babadook? Maybe because of that belt.
And I think to myself, Raya, you're the devil. You know, I've never felt like the belt was legitimate.
Our belt was great, but it was stripped of us at the beginning of the contest.
Yeah.
Our belt was pure and strong, and it's what united the populace. But then they introduced a new belt, a haunted belt, and now it's been given to brigands, goons, thieves, people who align with tricksters, who transfix diddlemans, as if it's like you're paying a dog. So that's it. And we're not talking about the fucking trivia battle until 3 years later when the fucking Scoops have their goddamn thing again. Although they really got in our craw that we haven't had a version of it here in Austin.
Well, I mean, why?
They really gotten our shit about that. They're like, well, we thought that it would always be a thing and that we'd do one over there and one over here.
I mean, look, the important thing is like, they may think they may have won.
Yeah.
Think won. However, I'm pretty sure somebody's going to have something bad happen over there.
Because their belt's haunted.
Yes. Yeah. You ever see that the vampire show, What We Do in the Shadows?
I have, yes.
Remember how Matt Berry is like infatuated with that hat and insists that it's not cursed, but then like really bad things happen to him, and then they keep pointing out every time something bad happens that it's the hat.
It's the hat.
I feel like that's a 1-to-1 example of what's about to happen for the next year to Ice Cream Social. And I'm certain that all of their fans are going to point it out.
I'm going to really, really, really feel bad when Matt's boat sinks.
wait.
But I'll also feel better because I was right.
I mean, that's legit.
Legit. Because we said it. We already said that the belt's haunted. Anyway, so you're in Abilene. Oh, wait, no, sorry. You were in Albuquerque.
Okay.
Sorry. I mixed up my fucked up cities I don't care about.
You and me both, man. All I know is that for the first time in, I don't know, maybe 4, 5, 6 years, I'm driving the 1,250 miles, and it's kind of partly to stunt and to sport and, out of affection. It's like, well, hell, if my job is to be the deliverator, if you ever read Snow Crash, it begins with a badass delivering a pizza. That's all I felt like the entire time. It's like everything's on the
like
table.
The beginning of Snow Crash.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Which
universally understood reference. We're all here.
Our demo.
Remembering Snow Crash.
R.I.P. to a legend.
R.I.P. to the boat. That's coming up.
So I get all the way like day 3, is when finally the fog is clearing. All of a sudden, because there are so many unknowns, you don't know for sure what the weather's going to be like. I didn't know what the vehicle was going to be like. I didn't know how getting the Jeep drop in there was going to be. But finally, 3 days, or I guess really 3.5 days, because I had to case the joint first. It ends up being over a 5-day adventure. But I'm driving up, and by God, oh my goodness, I see. Quick question.
Yes, Brian.
Did you know that they intentionally put up like giant blockades to prevent you from seeing the Hoover Dam while you drive across it?
No.
Like I was like, ooh, I'm gonna see the Hoover Dam, and then all of a sudden there was just like giant tunnel, and then I was like, I think I went past the Hoover Dam, and it occurred.
Are you sure that's not the dam part?
No. The dam was off to the right, and I know this because.
But they're not like blockades to make sure that in case of some accident that the road doesn't get flooded.
No, I am certain that what it is people would drive across the road and make the mistake of doop and looking to their right, like, ooh, look at crash. So to fix it, they put up giant concrete.
You haven't looked this up.
Walls. No.
You are sure.
Yes.
In the way that only a brushwood can be sure.
Of course. Yes.
That's the reason why.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, unless somebody wants to look it up.
No. It just makes me doubt the assumption by 50%.
Okay. Well, I mean, we could solve this right now.
Nope.
Okay.
Going on with the story. If
right.
the audience wants to do it, then they can.
Okay.
Chat. Now the adventure's up to you. Hi. I'm Justin Robert Young. This is called Making Your Own Entertainment. Now, back to the story.
So I get across that, and then finally I turn the corner and I see, much like that the end scene in Fallout, I see New Vegas in front of me, including the Strat.
You mean that last part of the show that didn't matter if you don't play the video games?
No, I mean, I was thinking more of like the iconic, formerly called the Stratosphere, now called the Strat, which was home to our friend Banachak.
Yeah.
For a hot minute.
Yeah.
So I come in, and then so
you see the Strat. That's the first thing you see.
yes,
Gotcha.
make it in, and by the way, everything for 4 days straight has been like unbelievable luck the entire time. The weather was good, the roads were smooth, traffic was manageable, although there was one moment where there was a lot of crosswinds and it looked like all of the trucks were drunk, swerving left and right.
Yep.
And I saw like a U-Haul discarded to the side.
I'm sorry, Brian. We're just getting this. In. Per Google, the O'Callahan-Tillman Bridge is to keep drivers from looking over the edge.
Oh, I like it when I'm right.
Brian, big right.
Not fooled.
Not fooled.
Not fooled. This time.
No.
So at this point, it's what, Thursday till Sunday afternoon. So 4 days of just white knuckle problem solving and driving and all that stuff. But the deliverator has the package, and I pull into the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino, and I don't even know. The one thing I know is the last time I parked at the Rio, I didn't pay attention to where my rental car was, and it took me 2 hours to find it later. So I get out on wobbly legs and I take photos and everything, and I'm like, hey, okay, cool. And I walk down and I'm like, I'm told there's a hotel room for me, and there's a big line, but it's like, you know what? You know how I am about lines, right?
Don't like them. Oh boy, here's man upset about lines. Holy shit, does Brian Brushwood not like a line? If he saw one line, he'd tell it right to his face. Go to fucking hell. I hope you inherit a haunted belt and your boat sinks.
I hope
that's what he would say to a line.
I would also say, I hope all your fans make sure to point out every time anything goes bad and you complain about anything, you explain it's because you're holding a haunted belt.
Yeah, exactly. Brian doesn't do lines like Lindsay Lohan said.
So I get to the front and I'm like, I have a room, and they're like, yes, here's your room or whatever. And at this point, like, I have been on white knuckle adrenaline for so long that I'm like, okay, it's 7:00 p.m. Drove.
This is Sunday night.
Yes, drove. I don't know, 10, 11 hours, because that's the problem when you go east to west. The world lies to you by saying, it's only, you'll get there in this many times. They keep adding hours.
Yep.
They mess with your mind.
Yep.
Right.
Facts.
So I'm like, all I want to do is get out now. Pause. Justin, we've done the Dragon Con, right?
Indeed. Many times.
Dragon Con, there's a fair number of lines, right?
Yeah.
Yep. How do we traditionally handle lines?
Try to walk up to the front and say, hey, boss, good to see you again. I need to do that thing.
Yeah. And in the case that the line is for an elevator, what's our usual go-to move?
Fine. Another elevator.
Anyway, well, what other elevator is there? Everybody's
There's
in
a
line.
service elevator that only people who work at the hotel can access. You just say, hey, boss, I love you. People who love each other should use the elevator together. And usually they're too afraid to offend a guest to tell you no.
Okay. All right. We'll put a pin in this part. People at Dragon Con often dress a wee bit saucy, a wee bit sexy, right?
Oftentimes, yeah, there's a lot of cosplay, and when you're cosplaying, characters in popular fiction, they're not infrequently sexy people.
Yeah.
And so, especially the ladies, where it's easier to look sexy than men, they wear things that are revealing. Yeah.
All right. So when we think of sexy men at Dragon Con, we think of like the Spartans,
Spartans, Colossus,
Yeah.
like just big. Like if you're a big jack dude, then you can pretty much dress like, from He-Man on, like any type of super jack dude.
Right. So we're what, 3-4 days into this adventure. Brian's exhausted, and all he wants to do is go up to his hotel room and go to bed.
Yep.
He is confused because everybody is dressed like a stripper, both men and women, and they are attractive. All of them. The men have, big biceps and ripped.
This is where? In line?
At the Rio, everywhere.
Everywhere.
And the ladies are all wearing just G-strings. And out of the corner of your eye, that's not weird, because oftentimes cocktail waitresses have saucy outfits.
There's cheeks in Vegas. Cheeks will be seen in Vegas.
But they're always wearing pantyhose over them, right? And I'm like,
I don't know.
Nope. That's definitely just bare
Just
skin.
cheeks.
Just cheeks.
Somebody come get her. She's dressed like a stripper.
I look around, and for the first time, I had one of the most confusing moments of my life. I turn the corner with my key, ready to go up to my room, and there's a gigantic line in front of me, but it's all extraordinarily attractive naked people with just their butts showing, wearing nothing but G-strings. At most, a swimsuit. That's the most. Picture a whole line of 20-somethings, men and women as gorgeous as can be.
Okay. I know what this is.
You do? You
Yes.
do? Okay, good. All right. Go ahead.
There is an event in the Vegas area called the Electric Daisy Carnival.
Yes.
It is a gigantic rave. It is like the Lollapalooza of raves. It happens in Vegas, but it turns into a situation where it's really, really far to get out to the place where Electric Daisy Carnival happens. And it goes all night because it's a rave. So you will see people from EDC in the hotels until like 11 o'clock. At 11 o'clock, they'll start leaving for the NASCAR track that is out there, because when you're 22 and on that much fucking Molly, miracles are possible. These are things that, like, for Brian and I seem like Herculean feats. We will see things that are less impressive at the Olympics. When somebody runs the fastest mile ever run, it will be less impressive to us than I woke up at 1, I got into a skimpy outfit and did nothing but hang out in the hotel until when I would normally go to sleep, then leave for a NASCAR track, go and dance for another 7 hours, and then come sleep for 2 hours and do it again for 3 nights in a row.
Well, and understand, like, I brought up Dragon Con because, like, some people are clever with their outfits, other people are just, like, sexy. So it's like a lot of top, I don't know, a lot of painted on pasties on what are clearly bare tits or whatever. A lot of dental floss songs on bare asses or whatever.
Yep.
All of them assembled in a row. Some might call it a line. At which point, by the way, my favorite was the following day. It took me a while to understand what EDC was.
Sure.
But my favorite guy had a theme. He was walking around like a doomsday prophet with a giant sign that just said, "Show me that butthole." And
you want to know what? I like a man who knows what to ask for.
Okay,
I like a man who knows what to ask for.
I thought that alone was a bold maneuver.
Yeah,
I was like,
did you see it? Did you see it work?
You know what? I didn't have to, because my favorite part of the sign were the hash marks where he had indicated how many buttholes he had seen over this weekend.
That's great.
So I encountered this line and...
Hold on, wait a minute.
Okay.
I need the Brian Brushwood spin on this. Now, I know that this is something that you would not normally ever do. You would not lend your particular set of skills to such a whimsical feat. But, and I do mean that deliberately, if Brian Brushwood were to have a sign that said, "Show me that butthole," how many ticks would you put on that sign before you even brought it out the house?
Oh, look, I'm not here to call
What's
out
the
anybody
appropriate?
else.
What's the appropriate amount? We're trying. Look, we're doing pro level strats for "Show me that butthole" signs right here on the show. How many ticks?
Okay. It depends on how many hours into the.
No. We're talking when you leave. So. But the first time you bring it out,
it's like seeding the tip jar.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
So how many? How many?
Oh, I would think like 3 if the sun is out. Bump it up to 7 as twilight arrives.
Oh, no. You can't touch it once it's out.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
Also, here's
because I would say 6.
So
enough to get one strike and another thing. And so by the time that you're out there in the hotel, you're like, I don't know. Already 6 buttholes. Are you the 7th? It's not special.
Well, keep in mind, I encountered this person on like day 2. So this was the tally from the previous night, which looked to be in the 20s.
20s? I mean, I'm saying he should have started with 6. That's how you get to 20s.
But also, I thought, well, that's a big ask to just ask random women to show you their, or actually men and women. To show
I'm sure he's got both of them, and it's not just a big ask.
Well, and that
it's a big ass.
All right.
Glad I went back for it. People got it on the first one.
I was thinking about it, and I was like, wow, that's a lot. And then I realized, oh, wait a minute. Everybody's dressed in like dental floss thongs. What is it? Like, 2 inches? Just a little peekaboo there.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So,
just a little magic trick.
Yeah. Just a little wink. Wink.
Yeah, exactly. I know, like a star in the sky.
Although I do feel like he made a mistake by doing the traditional hash marks of vertical 1, 2, 3, 4, and then /5. He should have done north, south, east, west.
He should have done dots and dashes.
Yes. At any rate, so we're at this moment. It's 4 days of driving.
Yeah,
and I am encountering a very confused experience of like, these are all beautiful naked people, but they're in a line that I have to wait. And the line is fucking monstrous. It's just to get in the fucking, and I look at my hotel key and it says floor 12.
Wait, the line to get where?
Upstairs.
To the elevator. To the elevator.
Upstairs.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right,
to the
right.
elevator. Sorry.
And so normally you and I know that we could just, hey boss our way and just
Service
act like,
elevator.
Exactly. However, Vegas, pretty good at security. Pretty good at security.
Also, so I know you.
Oh, do you?
I do. I know the Rio. I know the layout of the Rio. My first thought would be, if I'm Brian Brushwood, I just got off of a exhausting location. I see a bunch of like a tweer version of Mad Max, like Mad Max on Molly, like lining up to get up to their rooms in the elevator.
Where I'm certain all of these gorgeous 23-year-old people are all going to lay on each other all night because that's how many.
Because they have no money. They spent all their money on this one room, and then to go to Electric Daisy Carnival. These are not. I'll put it this way. Everything that they might be, and a big shout out to the EDC crowd. They might be empathetic. They might be beautiful souls. I don't know exactly how many money managers there are, but there's a reason why they're going to be 9 people to a hotel and only half of them are polycules. If I'm Brian and I'm looking at that line, the first thing I'm thinking of is maybe it's time to sidle up to this bar and just wait to see how things go on.
Before I answer that, El Condor Pass 69 in the chat says there are no stairs. There are always stairs. However, they do not open at the bottom floor. You have to. They are only for descending during an apocalypse or a fire or something like that.
Yeah,
you can't open those stairs and walk up. And trust me, I was considering walking up 12 flights of stairs. However, I was faced with that. Justin, you are also correct. I did sidle up to the bar.
Oh, so you did observe and you're like, this is a problem that's not going away.
That's correct.
Gotcha.
And then after 20 minutes, I went and took a look at the line, and I bet you can guess what it looked like. It looked like a bunch of naked asses.
Bare flesh.
Yeah. And then
cheeks.
At this point, keep in mind, I had driven, I think I was 11 and a half, 12 hours. I knew the last day was going to be the longest, and I was a little bit wobbly-legged. I was very proud to have delivered the package, in a timely manner. And so I just, I default to the Brian algorithm, which is find someone in a uniform. And I walk up. And normally I have grace and subtlety in these kind of situations. I had none. I had no energy for either because we're now the end of 4 days of nothing but nonstop white knuckling. And so I find somebody in a Rio outfit and I say, hello, I delivered a prop for Penn and Teller. I'm very tired. Can I skip the line and we can go up the employee elevator? And they say, no, let's not, you can't do that. You'll have to call security. And I say, all right. And they say, go over to that phone over there, dial 7666, talk to security. The only way you can make it upstairs is if you are personally escorted by security. So I'm like, okay. So I walk over, 7666, beep, bop, boop. Hello. Hi. I'm Brian. I've driven a long way, and there's a long line of naked butts that I would like to skip. You are security. Can you escort me up the employee elevator? Security. What are you? No. The only way that would be possible is if the manager, the hotel manager of the entire Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino were to personally escort you up the employee elevator. At which point I was like, thank you very much. Click. Dial tone. I walk over to the front desk. And I say, hello, can I speak to the manager of this hotel, the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino? His name was Robert. He was very understanding, and I enjoyed being personally escorted up the employee elevator, past all of the naked, beautiful people.
There we fucking go. There we go.
And so I made it all the way up, and I lasted about 45 minutes before I went to bed.
Hey.
The next day, I think right before I went to bed, I texted our friend Chris Minton, Mitzula, the Mike Rula, the old schooler, the OG of all things Vegas. If you are not doing Vegas with Chris Minton at your arm, then you're a piece of shit and you should commit suicide.
True. Deep and true.
I asked him, I was like, hey, this prop that I almost said the name of is real awkward. Can you show up tomorrow morning and we can move it and then just hang out before I fly back home? And he's like, yep, sure can. And so we do that in the morning, and it's like, well, what are we going to do now? So we go to a sushi joint where one of those with the robots and the train stations and, you know,
robots and stuff. Train stations, yeah.
Hold on, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Their robots are metal men. Train stations are places where the track cars come at different variables. I got you. Yeah. Metal men, track car. We got it. Yeah, hell yeah. No, we're linked up. Let's go.
I also just
Claire is a bell. Ring a ding ding. Alexander Graham, suck a dick. First crank call. Gotcha, bitch.
All right. So I also just now I'm realizing I'm telling a Jacob story, but
now you're realizing it. In hour 2.
All right. So I'm sorry.
No. Please tell us more.
So the very last thing, like, oh my God, we landed the plane. I can't believe it. What a crazy 5 days.
Yep. I can't wait to tell this story for another 5 days.
No. This is why he's got to get out of me, and then
sure, yeah, exactly. I know. We're only on day 2.5 now.
No.
2.5 days later, we'll be done with this story.
We're at the end, and this is why I was convinced that
the end of the beginning, which is the end. This beginning of the end.
This is why I was convinced that my plane would crash. Is because
wow, you got the haunted belt?
No. You know what? Actually, I should have thought about that. I don't. Yeah. There was no haunted belt in my life, and I should have held on to that and not been worried about it.
Well, I mean, you should have not worried about your plane crashing, because I mean, if you don't have a haunted belt on you, you're pretty much fine.
I'll keep this part short, but basically, I look and I realize I had brought a single $100 bill with the intention of wasting it, because it's like, I'm not going to go to Vegas without doing a thing.
Doing a little gambling.
Yeah. So, and we happen to be at the Rio, so it's like the minimum's 25. So I'm like, well, at least I'll lose it very quickly.
Let's go. Yeah.
Walk up to a table. Somebody is hitting on a 17. So whether he knew it or not, he was playing asshole blackjack. I don't want to play asshole blackjack. I just
you wanted to actually sit down and have a contemplative game of basic strategy.
Yeah, or at least just get this $100 out and be done with everything.
Yeah.
Hand one, and Mitzula sent me like a breakdown of all this. Hand one, I ended up winning $25, and normally, if I was playing to keep playing, then I would do something different.
Good.
But instead,
$25.
Yeah, so I take the $25, set it off to the side.
There we go.
And then I was like, fuck it. So I take the second $25, put it on top. Now it's a $50 bet.
Okay.
Win that one. Oh fuck.
Let's go.
Take that $50 winning, put it off to the side, right? Well, fuck it. I mean, I want to lose this 100. So I take the third $25 chip, put it on top. $75 bet. $75.
Well, you lose it. I think you lose it.
Blackjack.
What the fuck?
Blackjack. So.
Oh my God. I thought that you would lose it.
No.
What the shit? Oh, fuck me. You fucking won? On $75.
All right, so
a blackjack.
The math
statistically unlikely.
What? The math.
Oh! Whoa!
The math.
$75. Is what you're telling me? The fucking guy over here. The fucking guy over here.
So
all right. Okay. You should play the lottery.
So the math is complicated. They do the payout. I take all the winnings and I'm scooping off to the right. That $75 stake is still there, and I look at the last 25. I'm like, oh, fuck it. So I take the last 25, put it on top. I make it $100. I'm doing a black chip.
You better stay. Hey. Hey,
$100
you better knock it off. You better fucking knock it off. You put $100 on a blackjack table. The fuck you doing?
$100 bet.
What are you doing?
$100 bet.
You lost 100%. You lost the whole thing. I swear to God, you fucking lost. Oh, God, I'm so sure you lost. I'll say it out loud. You lost.
Cards come out. First card is a 7. Think to myself.
Loser card.
No. I'm thinking like 17. This will be easy. Like nobody will fault me when I lose because it's going to be 17 and I'll stand on it. And if I lose, that's fine. $100 bet. I already won this other. And then as they're dealing, I think, oh, no, wait. Fuck you, the universe. That's not how stories are written. Universe is going to fuck with me. It's going to give me the worst possible card it could possibly give me. Boom. Second card, a 4. Which means I have 11, which means I have to decide for the first time whether or not to choose to actually gamble instead of just see what happens. So I take the winnings, I take the 100, and now it's a $200 bet.
Whoa. Yo. I thought for sure you were going to lose on $100. No. And now my brain is cranking because I don't know whether or not if adding 100 makes you more likely or less likely to lose. But I'm here to say I think it's more. I think you lose everything. You lose your $200 right there at the table of the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino with all the 20-year-olds his ass to witness it.
I get dealt a 10. It's a 21 and the dealer bus.
Oh! He won! He wins! Oh, my God! Oh, Jesus Christ! Why was Reagan shot when luck like this exists?
So,
why? Why did World War I happen? The Black Hand. Why did it execute Archduke Franz Ferdinand? Was this kind of luck exist? Why?
So,
why did my grandpa pass from cancer? When this luck exists with Brian Bruce when he was gonna lose. He was gonna lose, and he didn't. He won. He won so much money.
I've never, ever.
So much money.
I've never, ever, ever, not even once, pitied Jacob until just now.
Man, your life's just too good.
Yeah, no, it was 5 minutes, and I clapped my hands, and I showed both sides, and I was like, "That's my time, y'all." And then I walked away. And then that was that. So, how was your week?
Bad. That's it for the show, friends.
We love you guys.
We'll love you. We will love you. Not now, but later. Eventually, we will. We will.
Wait, what do you
We're
mean?
getting around to it.
Wait,
I misspoke, and I was trying to cover for it with comedy.
Well, I was about to say.
Yeah, no, I fucked up.
Like, no, I'm pretty sure we always loved them.
Yeah, and then to cover for it, I pretended it was improv.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Well, now that's revealed. Boy, do I feel like a fraud.
Patreon.
Fucking naked and afraid.
Patreon.
Jesus,
Are you
just
caught-
shriveling.
Oh,
Shriveling in the rain of my own shame.
Wait, now when you say naked and afraid, do you mean that show?
No,
that
I
claims
forgot
to be
that was
reality?
the show. Now
Okay.
I'm more humiliated.
Okay, all right.
Do you want to talk about the 4-hour review of the Star Wars Hotel?
Oh my God, I really do. Can we just watch it and get kicked off of Twitch?
Nah, I already did.
All right.
Yeah, she didn't like it. Spoiler alert.
God, she's great.
Yeah.
Hey.
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 Patreon.com/great night.
Yeah. If you like this, boy, you'll love that.
All right. Love you guys. Diet of Fire. See you next Tuesday.
Bye.